Broadcasting from the BLC studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, this is What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz. I'm your game master, the newly elected mayor of Perth, Australia, Grant Coppersmith, and here is your host, the host on fire, Baxter Colbert.
Thank you, Grant. Thank you, everybody. It is great to be back on the air after a few much-needed weeks off. Game Master Scheibe is still off for a few more weeks as he continues in his acting endeavors. And as you have probably picked up on now, Grant Coppersmith is here, has volunteered to fill in. So no pressure, Grant, trying to compete with what Game Master Scheibe has done in the past.
I don't think I can ever fill those shoes.
Those hallowed shoes of Game Master Scheibe.
Yes, that belong in the Hall of Fame. And What's the Score?
Yes, it's a very small Hall of Fame. It's a shelf. It's a shelf. It's what it is. Well, if you'd like to be a part of our Hall of Fame of contestants, you can go to our website and sign up at WTSSportsQuiz.com or visit our social media pages and sign up to be a contestant today.
You can also find the show on demand on the Sports Podcasting Network, Spreaker, iTunes, Stitcher, and Valve USA.
It is time to meet our panelists this week. First up, he is a sports journalist, a Yooper, and a first-team all-conference lineman from Wisconsin Lutheran College. Please welcome Ian DeMarse.
Thanks, Baxter. Good to be here. Good to see you, Grant. And it's also good to see Erik once again.
Ooh, fighting words. We'll get to you in a moment, Erik. It's not your time yet. Next up, he's an on-air host for Good Karma Brands and 540 ESPN. Please welcome Gabe Neitzel.
What's going on, guys? Glad to be here.
Glad to see you, Gabe. And finally, a former Concordia University of Wisconsin basketball player and a two-time conference championship. Please welcome Erik Condia.
Thanks. Glad to be here. Glad to be in the presence of Muhammad Coppersmith.
Say, back to you, Erik. Back to you.
Well, welcome to the show panel. Today is a little interesting of a show, where not only are we back after 2 weeks, but we are also bidding farewell, Game Master Grant, to you, Erik, as you are hitching up the wagons with your wife and moving out west to the great state of California as well in search for the gold rush. And you're going to San Jose, though, aren't you? You're not going to San Francisco.
Yeah, but it's still the same area.
Basic concept.
I brought my overalls, my Levi's, and I'm ready to
You're going to go to Levi's Stadium in your Levi's?
Yes, I'm going to dig in the middle of the stadium. Apparently there's gold down in their
Probably money
stadium.
left over from Colin Kaepernick's contract somewhere, I'm sure.
Shots fired.
Either way, though, well, we've been very grateful to have you on the show, Erik, and we look forward to having you on the show in the future. And you finally get a crack. A hopeful. The third time is the charm.
Hopefully. Third time the charm. Ian DeMarse.
DeMarse.
Rival.
Ian DeMarse.
It's like,
coming after you, man. Coming
I
after
don't know
you.
what it is. It just brings it out of me. The fire.
The fire.
I beat him!
Well, not yet, but we'll see.
No, wait, now is it DeMarse or DeMarse?
It's DeMarse. Ian DeMarse, right?
Oh, I called him
Yeah,
DeMarse.
I think those are fighting words.
Those are fighting. I think he purposely...
It's
a Concordia versus Wisconsin Lutheran College kind of a thing.
One of my old bosses was DeMarse.
Yeah. He was DeBoss, but he was DeMarche as well.
Yeah.
That's enough out of you.
Sorry. Anyway, moving on.
It's time to get the show on the road with our first contestant game. Joining us on the phone to play quotable context, it's Dwayne, not The Rock, Johnson. Welcome to the show.
Welcome, Dwayne. Welcome. Does that happen to you often? I have to ask you, Dwayne. Your name is Dwayne Johnson. I feel like anytime you make a reservation at a restaurant or something, people have you gotten free meals because of your name, or how does that work for you?
Well, I'm usually harassed because of it, but
you're harassed. Why are you harassed?
I hear it every day. They're like, "Oh, I bet you've never heard. Your name's the same as The Rock." I'm like, please leave me alone.
Like, wait. What? There's a famous wrestler? No. Like, he was named after me, actually. That's really how it comes down to.
Right. That's what I tell them, too.
Exactly. All right, Jane, well, we are excited to have you here. You're going to be playing our first game called Quotable Context. Game Master Grant will read you 5 quotes from this past week's news, and you must identify the context of each quote, answer 3 out of 5 questions correctly, and you will win a What's the Score prize. If you do get stuck on a question, you are allowed to ask one panelist for help on one question, so choose wisely. Are you ready to play?
Yes, I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right, here is your first quote.
Omaha.
That was President Obama this week welcoming what championship team to the White House after their February championship?
That was the Denver Broncos.
Yes, that is correct. Nicely done. The Broncos dabbed all over the Carolina Panthers in the Super Bowl by a score of 24-10 in San Francisco. San Francisco hasn't been that excited about a Super Bowl since a guy named Joe Montana and Steve Young were on the team because, God, it's been a while for them. Either way, Peyton Manning, though, he played in the game, and he rode off into the sunset, a 2-time NFL champion. Here's your next quote.
Putting on a yellow jacket.
That was NFL running back Trent Richardson during an interview this week, saying that he has his eyes set on what coveted place once his career is over.
The Hall of Fame.
Yes, that is correct. Trent Richardson and the NFL Hall of Fame. Things I never thought I'd say purposely in the same sentence. Does anybody here really think he's going to make it into the Hall of Fame, Ian?
The College Football Hall of Fame, maybe?
Maybe,
But
yeah.
I don't know about the
aside
NFL.
from that,
he's got a lot of work to do.
He really does. Gabe, is there any show?
No. There's absolutely no shot. I mean, he hasn't paid attention. I mean, this is a guy who was a first-round pick, then got traded for a first-round pick, and hasn't done anything for anybody.
He's part of the Baltimore Ravens now, and they've kind of got a little bit of a dumpster fire. I mean, Justin Forsett will probably be the running back for them next year, but I don't know about that.
Wait, what did you just refer to him as?
A dumpster fire?
Dumpster fire.
Have you never heard that?
That is awesome. No, I'm going to start using that.
What, do you live under a rock? Or I mean, come on.
I actually do.
It's a big rock, though. He's a tall guy.
Yeah, there's a dumpster fire on top of my rock.
Oh, boy.
Here's your next quote, Dwayne.
We are better than the Showtime Lakers.
That was Klay Thompson saying that what current NBA team is better than the one that his daddy was a part of back in the day.
The Golden State Warriors?
Yeah.
Talking about the LA Lakers.
That is correct. That is correct. Do you agree with that sentiment, Dwayne? Do you think the Golden State Warriors could beat the Showtime Lakers? Maybe not. I don't know. Either way, he's so speechless. Either way, though, it was interesting when this came out. We always hear about these comparisons. We've heard it in the NFL. We've heard it in the soccer world, the baseball world, the football world, all over the place. Can this team from back in the day beat this team now? Golden State, though, they'll probably be that team in a couple years, though.
Yeah, I mean, I can go home later and play 2K16 and then tell you about that.
Well, you should. I would be curious. If you can somehow get the Showtime Lakers, I would be curious to see what would happen about
Well,
that.
there is that one website where you can...
That's right.
Where you
That's
can
right.
put
It's
teams together. I forget what we used to be.
Yeah,
like,
I forget what it is.
Over
I forget what it is. But yes, there is a website out there that is so important we can't remember it that you can do things like that. All right, here's your next quote.
I'm done.
Why are you leaving? No, I'm kidding. Anyway, sorry, that was Marshawn Lynch confirming this week in an interview with Showtime that he really is doing what?
That he's actually retiring for good. He's done with it all.
Yes, that is correct. He is retiring from the NFL. He spoke! It's not just I'm just here so I won't get fined. Marshawn Lynch is actually hanging up the cleats. He tweeted out that picture during the Super Bowl. Everybody lost their mind for a couple months.
Made it into a great remix, too.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And then he finally said, you know what, I'm done. He's retiring at age 30 from the NFL, which, as most folks know, in running back years is about 250.
No more free skills branding in the NFL.
No, unfortunately not. I'm sure he'll still find a way. He's only 30. He's got so much of his life
He'll
left
still
to
be in
live.
the news. He will still find his
He'll
way
find
to
a
be
way.
in the news.
He'll find a way.
Knowing Marshawn, you probably gained 50 pounds after football just for eating Skittles.
Hey, he's probably made enough millions that he can probably have a house out of Skittles if he really wanted to. All right, here's your next quote.
I have to put that aside.
That was Cam Newton telling the media that he has officially moved on from what iconic touchdown celebration.
He said the dab is over. He's done with
Yes,
it.
that is correct. He is dabbed for the final time. Say it ain't so. The dab is getting retired. Even people in Italy, soccer players, were dabbing after scoring goals, and the Europeans are like, "What is this fangled dab you Americans are doing?"
This is dabbing you speak of.
So we'll see what Cam Newton comes out with this year. I mean, the dab was. I mean, President Obama's dabbed. Everybody's dabbed. I mean, you dabbed, I dab, everywhere a dab.
My son dabs.
Does he really?
No.
Oh, okay. I was just saying, like, my newborn son is dabbed on our ultrasounds. Or not my newborn. I hope he's not born yet. Oh, goodness. Anyway, Game Master Grant. Good Lord, save us all. How did Dwayne do on our quiz?
Dwayne got a 5 out of 5, a perfect score.
Well done, Dwayne. Thank you so much for playing.
All right, looks like we're heading to our first break now, but when we come back, our panelists will have their first crack at showcasing their knowledge of this week's sports news. You're listening to What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz.
SPN, the Sports Podcasting Network. Visit us, sportspodcastingnetwork.com. Hey, it's Kevin of the Sports Podcasting Network. On SPN, on top of What's the Score, the Sports News Quiz, you can find a plethora of great sports podcasts. Hardwood Radio, Gridiron Radio, Sports, It's in the Game, Scuderia F1, the second most listened to F1 podcast in the whole world, Soccer Today, live radio shows like Open Lines After Dark, MLS Postgame Show, 202 Soccer Podcast, Off the Woodworks, and much, much more. All that on the Sports Podcasting Network.com.
Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz. Filling in for Game Master Scheibe this week, I'm Grant Coppersmith. This week, our panelists are Erik Condia, Ian DeMarse, not DeMarse, and Gabe Neitzel. And now, here's your host at BLC Studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Baxter Colbert.
Thank you, Graham. Thank you, everybody. Time now for our panelists to showcase their knowledge about this past week's sports news. Erik, a top NFL player, announced this week that he is literally cutting the cheese from his diet in an attempt to extend his playing career. Who is that man?
Can I get a hint?
Yes, you can. He was the predecessor, the successor of the great Brett Favre.
I would say it's
guess that depends.
Eddie Lacy.
Eddie Lacy? No, that is not correct, unfortunately. It was Aaron Rodgers, actually. Aaron Rodgers is the man. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, he's eliminating dairy from his diet. A nutrition plan that allows him to drop, he's down to 218 pounds. It's the lightest he's been since 2017 as well. People are blaming Olivia. 2017? Yes, 2007. I know how to read, okay? Stop. Either way. God.
I was like, wow, Aaron Rodgers is doing work. Time machine and everything.
Yeah, anyway, move on. I don't know.
By the way, Erik, I think Packers fans all over the state and the country are face-palming themselves right now.
Yeah, he's probably also GMO-free.
He's a Chargers fan, though. What do you want
Oh, that's true. That's true. All right, Gabe, time for your first question. Social media can be a lot of fun, but not when your account gets hacked. That very thing happened to the NFL's Twitter account this week, and the account decided to announce to the world that what had supposedly happened?
That Roger Goodell was dead.
Yes, that is correct. Nicely done.
Which was really the perfect tweet to send out, because if you're going to hack an account like that, especially a big account, you want to do something that's pretty crazy but still believable at the same time. Like, you just don't want to throw like, hey, follow this dude and it's your account. You don't want to do that. No, send out something now actually people think
something
that this could be
something exactly. That yeah, the official tweet read, "We regret to inform our fans that our commissioner, Roger Goodell, has passed away. He was 57. Hashtag RIP. I mean,
we regret.
Yes, we regret to inform the people Roger Goodell has passed away. Anyway, it was a 5-year-old that tweeted it out. I don't know how you can put that kind of an accent into a tweet. Either way, though. But it was a
5-year-old to do some hacking.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, hey, there's all those kind of like coding classes you can do nowadays for kids. It's ridiculous what kids can do nowadays.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's ridiculous.
There's coding camps and classes and all of that.
Wow.
Oh yeah. All right, Ian. Question for you: the Olympics have a unique team of athletes competing this summer in Rio. However, none of them actually belong to a specific nation. Instead, they all share what in common?
Can I get a hint?
Yeah, so as you've heard from people in Syria, they're trying to escape, they're trying to get out, which makes them what?
They broke out of jail?
No, they didn't break out of jail. These aren't escaped convicts, actually. These are refugees,
Close.
Refugees, yes. There's a group that includes 2 Syrian swimmers, 2 judokas from the Dominican Republic of Congo, and 6 runners from Ethiopia and South Sudan. They've all relocated to countries like Belgium, Germany, Luxembourg, Kenya, and even Brazil as well. It's an interesting thing to hear. We'll see if anything happens with that.
Cool story, though. Cool
it was
story.
a really cool story. I think it's 10 athletes that are going, so we'll see if anything. I don't think they're going to medal at all or do anything like that.
You never know. You never know.
Anything, it's the Olympics.
10 gold medals.
It's kind of the great story that you like to hear about the Olympics.
Exactly. Yes.
You've heard a lot of negative about it, and now there's
With
actually
Zika
a positive.
and all of this. Yeah, and I feel like there's going to be a lot of press surrounded around these guys.
Well, that's kind of what the Olympics are about, overcoming adversity, a trial, and this is kind of like the epitome of what the Olympics are.
Exactly.
Well, we're heading to a break, but when we come back, our second contestant will have a chance to float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. We'll show you what we mean in just a few minutes when we come back on What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz.
What's the Score would like to take this time to thank one of our partners, Vavel USA, the international online sports newspaper, for their support. Head over to vavel.com/en-US today as they provide professional reporting on all major sports in the USA. Follow them on Twitter at Vavel_USA and go like their Facebook page for prime access to the ultimate source for sports coverage on the web. We here at What's the Score are proud to partner with a terrific organization like Vavel USA.
Hey guys, this is Baxter, the host of What's the Score, the Sports News Quiz. Want to take a minute to remind all of you to go and check us out on social media. You can find us on Facebook at What's the Score, the Sports News Quiz, on Twitter at WTS Sports Quiz, and on Instagram at WTS Sports Quiz as well. And if you enjoy the whole hashtag game, like some of us like to do, hashtag goals, hashtag believer, hashtag, I don't know, I'm running out of hashtags. Anyway, use the hashtag What's the Score on Twitter and Instagram and check out some of the other exclusive content that we do as well. Connecting all of us one smartphone at a time.
Hello all, and welcome back to the BLC studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This is What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz. Filling in for Josh Scheibe, I'm Grant Coppersmith.
What was that name?
Grant Coppersmith?
No, the last one.
Josh Scheibe.
There you go. Okay.
Did I say it wrong?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Keep going.
I'm sorry.
Didn't mean to fluster you. Sorry. I just want to make sure you
I was
replaced
in
the right
middle
game
of
master.
my monologue. Did I not say Josh Scheibe?
It was fine. You said that it was.
Anyway.
It's irrelevant.
All right. We have a fantastic panel on today's show. Erik Condia, Gabe Neitzel, and Ian DeMarse. And they'll have the opportunity to show their prowess in just a little bit. But before that, though, here's the host of What's the Score, Baxter Colburn.
Thank you, Grant. Thank you, everybody. Coming up, we put our panelists to the test in our Name 5 Panelist Showdown. If you would like to play our games on the air, why not visit our website, WTSSportsQuiz.com, and sign up today.
Playing our next game is Christian Gill. Welcome to the show.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right, Christian, as you probably heard this week, the world lost one of the all-time greats as Muhammad Ali passed away at the age of 74 after a long battle with Parkinson's. Now the world has been able to mourn his passing, and we here at What's the Score would like to do the same by honoring his legend with a wonderful game.
We are calling this game Remembering the Greatest, in honor of Ali and all he did for the world of boxing and the world overall. Correctly answer 3 out of 5 questions, and you will win a What's the Score's prize. Ready to play?
I'm ready.
All right, here is your first question. One of the many perks about being one of the most well-known people in the world means you get to have all kinds of personal assistants, including which one of these? A personal sandwich cutter, B, a personal foot massager, or C, a personal magician?
I'm going to go with C.
Yes.
Personal magician.
Yes, that is correct. It's just weird enough that it actually works.
Now, if it were me personally, I think I would want a foot massager, especially if you're a boxer.
Yeah,
exactly. You're beating people up. You have to, be light on
like
your
a butterfly
feet. Yeah, you got to float like a butterfly. I think you need to have
quick
light
feet.
Yeah.
But it's so hard to cut a sandwich
It
perfectly.
is. Exactly.
I pack a lunch
Are you a down
Yeah.
the middle or are you a diagonal?
I try to mix it up every once in a while.
See, my wife will
keep
not
that
eat
sandwich
sandwiches if I don't cut it down the middle. If it's diagonal, she will throw it back at me and spit in my face and kick me. And that's not anyway.
That's what I do, not her.
No, I'm sorry. That's you and I make you sandwiches. I don't know why I'm making you sandwiches. Either way, here's your next question, Christian.
They say nothing good happens after midnight, except for Ali. What notable event took place at 4 a.m. at 1974?
Was it A, he met his future wife at a nightclub, B, his first daughter was born, or C, he fought in the famous Rumble in the Jungle against George Foreman?
You said this was 74?
Yes, 1974 at the hour of 4 a.m.
I'm going to go with C.
Yes, that is correct. Before he was making grills, George Foreman was boxing the great Muhammad Ali. Ali was technically the underdog in this fight, too, coming in at 32 years of age. George Foreman, the younger fighter, mid-20s at that point as well. But Ali somehow got the best of him against the Foreman, the main man, the grill master. Yes, exactly.
Well, I want to know who still owns the George Foreman grill nowadays.
I used to. My family used to. I think we still have
I've
one.
I've got a Coleman, I think.
A Colburn?
Yes, the Colburn. Yes.
Good one, Eric.
Anyway. Wow. All right. Anyway, here's the next question. Some might not know, Christian, but Muhammad Ali is actually not his original name. What was? Is it A, Joshua Scheibe, B, Daniel Pfeiffer, or C, Cassius Clay?
All right. Okay, who wrote this question? Or at least the multiple choice answers. This one's a little bit easier.
We'll blame an intern on this one.
I'm gonna go with Cassius Clay.
Yes, that is correct. Although the other two options were fairly viable ones. You never know. I'm sure...
Scheibe for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's actually Daniel Pfeiffer. The Pfeifini.
The great Pfeifini. If you may have heard of the backyard wrestling, the Wrestling Wedsand.
That
is the great Pfeifini. English. I'm going to do the rest of the show in sign language. Moving on, here's the next question.
Every famous athlete has their own unique origin story that motivated them to become great. What started Ali's career? Was it A, when he was 14, someone knocked him out in the boys' bathroom in one punch? Was it B, when he was 12, someone stole his bike? Or was it C, when he was 6, his mom told him to find a hobby that didn't involve reading?
I'm going to go with B.
Yes, that is correct. Someone stole his bike. The story goes that somebody stole his red Schwinn bicycle, and he vomited. Good Lord. It's been one of those days. He vowed, that's the word, he vowed to pummel the guy that stole his bike. This is why maybe I need a replacement this week, not Game Master Scheibe. But anyway, a trainer found him, and they worked, and he won his first bout just a couple of days later after that. All right, here's your final question, Christian. Ali was suspended from boxing for 3 years back in 1967. What did he do to pass that time? Was it A, he hosted a political talk show on NPR, B, he read the complete works of Shakespeare 26 times, or C, he starred in a Broadway musical?
I'm going to have to go with C.
Yes,
Broadway music.
That is correct. Muhammad Ali, the Broadway star. Never would have guessed. He was starred in Buck White.
Throwing off some jazz hands.
Yes, forget Hamilton. I wanted to see Ali. That would have been a good one to see. Game Master Grant, how did Christian do on our game?
Christian got a perfect score. He got 5 out of 5.
Nicely done. Congratulations, Christian. All right, panel, some more questions for you from this past week's news. Gabe, before a recent soccer match between Uruguay and Mexico, something happened that threw off the Uruguayans before the game. What happened?
Could I get a hint on that one?
Let's just say that they were honoring a country that wasn't even part of the game.
The wrong national anthem.
Yes, that is correct. Halfway through the Uruguayan, what was supposed to be, well, actually just during the national anthem for the Uruguayans, the Chilean national anthem began playing. The Uruguayan players still stood there and smiled and kind of looked around a little bit, but they did ultimately lose the game 3-1 to Mexico. But to get some, the way the soccer gods like to work, a couple days later when Chile was getting ready to play for a game, their national anthem was cut off, and a Pitbull song started playing halfway through. So apparently Pitbull does the national anthem.
I would be okay with that.
I'm
even
fine
though
with that.
the United States national anthem was playing, that Pitbull came on, that would get me hyped.
I know.
up.
I'd be like, all right, let's go.
I think that's respectful. I
agree.
In the same aspects, I'd be ready to go.
Exactly.
All right, Ian. Fans of Prince Fielder know he is a terrific deep ball hitter. Well, this week, Fielder took his power hitting to another level by doing what to a fan in the outfield?
That doesn't even sound good to begin with. Could I get a hint?
He meant well. No, I'm just kidding.
Let's just say this fan will not be updating her Twitter anytime soon.
Ooh, I'm going to say the ball hitter phone.
Yes, that is correct. Nicely done. So the way it worked, Prince Fielder, as we all know, that we're former Brewer fans, or still are, depending on what day it is and what the giveaway is. Anyway, Fielder hit a deep ball to the outfield, and the gal decided to block herself, not by using her hands or her boyfriend or anything else, or her nachos. She put her cell phone up in front of her face, and the ball smashed into her phone and just shattered her glass.
Oh, it must have been the 6 Plus.
Yes, exactly. Yes. It was a nice big phone to protect her. But, I mean, why would you sacrifice your phone? I have an OtterBox on my phone. I still wouldn't throw my phone up in protection. I trust my ability with my hands or whatever.
And that's like $300 right there. And then on top of that, she lost like her phone, the $300 she's going to have to put towards a new phone. And then she didn't even get to keep the ball at the end.
Yeah.
Somebody else got it.
I mean, it's ridiculous. She was able to get a commemorative ball, though, but we'll see if she's actually able to update her status once that happens.
Maybe she had the Samsung Galaxy S7, because I know maybe she thought, maybe if the ball hits it, it would be like just if I drop it in water, and it'll be perfect.
Yeah. No, it's actually baseball protected.
Yeah, she was actually wearing those like virtual reality glasses, like somebody hit a home run and actually hit her in the face. It was like, it was actually going on. All right, question for you, Eric. The Miami Marlins continue to do things a little differently, and that's also been carrying down to their players as well. Now the organization's number 4 prospect overall, Stone Garrett, finds himself on the disabled list because of what happening to him this past week.
Can I get a hint?
Let's just say he got the point of the prank.
He got stabbed?
Yes, that is correct.
What?
Nicely done. Yes, he got stabbed. I've been a part of a few pranks in my day. I have never once stabbed somebody.
How is stabbing anyone a prank? I mean, we've crossed the line there. We've gone to something completely different from a prank.
Haha, guys, I got a knife. Whoops.
Yeah, I mean, what happened, too, is he ended up getting stabbed in the hand, and he had to get 3 stitches in his hand as well, too. So he's the number 4 prospect on the team. It's not like he was some bench warmer. He's a high guy in the Miami Marlins system, whatever that means at this point in the game for the Marlins. But either way, though, it was ridiculous.
What was his name again?
The man, the guy that got hurt? Stone Garrett.
Oh.
Stone Garrett.
Now I see.
Yes. And he was stabbed by...
He actually thought he was made of stone, couldn't get stabbed.
Yes, he stuck his hand out, thought he was, Iron Man or somebody, and he got stabbed in the hand. I don't know. Either way, though, he will require stitches, and he'll be out for a short time.
All right, it's time for another break, but don't worry, we'll be right back, and our panelists will have another chance to answer some questions about this week's sports news. You're listening to What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz.
Hey guys, this is Baxter Colburn, host of What's the Score, the Sports News Quiz. If you enjoy listening to What's the Score, why not go and donate to our Patreon account today? That's patreon.com. Search for What's the Score and donate today. You can get awesome t-shirts, before the show shout-outs, and so much more. Tell your friends about us. Hey, if you donate, we'd be happy to give you a shout-out and even have you come on the show and play a game or two with us as well.
2 Up Front is the American soccer show on the Sports Podcasting Network. Join Baxter Colburn and Simon Provan on Fridays at 11:30 a.m. Central as they cover all things American soccer, with weekly guests from the pro, college, and youth ranks, and digging deep into the American professional leagues. 2 Up Front gives you the insight you're looking for. Airing at 11:30 a.m. Central on SportsPodcastingNetwork.com, it's 2 Up Front, the world's game from an American perspective.
SPN, the Sports Podcasting Network. Visit us, sportspodcastingnetwork.com.
Score, the Sports News Quiz, and thanks for listening in. We're broadcasting from the BLC studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'm your game master this week, Grant Coppersmith. Our panelists this week are Gabe Neitzel, Ian DeMarse, and Erik Condia. And here once again is your host of What's the Score, Baxter Colburn.
Thank you, Grant. As we continue to move on with the show, we want to remind all of you that you can find the show on the Sports Podcasting Network and Vavel USA each and every Monday morning. It's time now for our last slate of questions this week. Gabe, we will start with you. The wrestling world has some crazy fans, as we all know, but this week during a match between Paul Lee and Iron Man, with two N's, was quickly stopped when a fan jumped into the ring and tried to do what? Or did do what, I should say.
What, did he try to pull off a move on somebody? Try to suplex someone?
Not exactly, no, actually. What happened is a fan jumped into the ring and pulled a gun on Lee, actually. According
more serious.
According to Lee and several witnesses, Lee was participating in a match with Iron Man, at which he had him tied up and was hitting him with the chair. But Lee says a woman was there. She had been to the shows before, knew what was going on, but she decided to jump into the ring and decided to try to free Iron Man by pulling a gun on Lee, which makes total sense, of course.
Still real to me.
Yeah.
That's real wrestling there.
It's a real thing. It's not a joke, man. But she's going to jail for a while for doing that.
I can imagine.
Yes.
All right, Ian. Michigan football coach Jim Harbaugh is a recruit machine, even in the garbage fire state of New Jersey. This week we learned that Harbaugh's efforts are causing Rutgers students to do what?
That's interesting. Can I get a hint on that?
Let's just say they're not happy with the fact that they can continue to come in, but before you go to college, you have to go through what to get there? They're taking actions against a place that these recruits are coming from. Probably involves spray paint.
Spray paint. That's really tough. At least I think it's tough. I don't know about these two, but could you repeat it one more time?
Michigan football coach Jim Harbaugh is a recruit machine, even in the garbage fire state of New Jersey. This week we learned that Harbaugh's efforts are causing Rutgers students to do what?
They're obviously doing some sort of damage by spray painting something. I'm not sure exactly what.
Spray painting usually involves what, though, from a crime perspective? What do you call that?
Graffiti. Graffiti art.
Close enough. Vandalism, yes, is what we're looking for. Yeah. Yes, basically. Okay. What ended up happening is that a bunch of Rutgers students are so mad that Harbaugh is recruiting, obviously, even though Rutgers is in the Big Ten, which is really weird because they're on the East Coast, but that's irrelevant. But they are going to, they went to the high school of the top player in the country, and they vandalized the entire high school. What's being said, basically, is that these Rutgers fans are not happy with this, and they call themselves the Order of Bull's Blood. And they sent along pictures of some unusual Rutgers-centered vandalism, and they performed on the field at this high school. It was really kind of out of a horror movie. It was a little awkward.
Did Rutgers really think they had a shot at this one?
No. But, I mean, it's Jim Harbaugh, so true. Anybody likes taking shots at the khaki man anytime they can. All right, question for you, Eric. Last one. Not only do November's presidential elections affect the country for the next 4 years, but fans of the soccer world found out this week that it could also play a huge factor in the United States' bid for what?
I'll take a hint just to be on the safe side, but I feel like I know the answer.
I think if you feel like you know the answer, you should just go for it.
All right, the World Cup?
Yes, that is correct. Yes, hosting the 2026 World Cup, even though Trump or Hillary Clinton will not be in office at that point. The voting does begin at the last year of their final term, and folks are saying that the U.S. is in the process of talking with Mexico for doing a joint World Cup bid, and they think that they would not get it, especially if Donald Trump is. They said a Hillary Clinton that would give a better chance for the U.S., but if Trump is in office, there's no way in the world that FIFA will say yes to somebody as racist and open and honest as a guy like Donald Trump is.
I mean, if he paid them enough money, they might.
Oh, yeah. I mean, FIFA, you bribe enough people in FIFA, anything's possible.
Well, folks, it's time for another break. But when we come back, our final contestant will have a chance to show their knowledge about the sports world. Don't go away. You're listening to What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz.
Hey guys, this is Baxter Colburn, host of What's the Score, the sports news quiz. If you enjoy listening to What's the Score, why not go and donate to our Patreon account today? That's patreon.com. Search for What's the Score and donate today. You can get awesome t-shirts, before the show shout-outs, and so much more. Tell your friends about us. Hey, if you donate, we'd be happy to give you a shout-out and even have you come on the show and play a game or two with us as well.
Two Up Front is the American soccer show on the Sports Podcasting Network. Join Baxter Colburn and Simon Provan on Fridays at 11:30 a.m. Central as they cover all things American soccer, with weekly guests from the pro, college, and youth ranks and digging deep into the American professional leagues. Two Up Front gives you the insight you're looking for. Airing at 11:30 a.m. Central on SportsPodcastingNetwork.com, it's Two Up Front, the world's game from an American perspective.
SPN, the Sports Podcasting Network. Visit us, sportspodcastingnetwork.com.
Welcome back, everyone. This is What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz. I'm Grant Coppersmith, filling in for Game Master Scheibe. Our Name 5 panelist showdown is coming up, but first we have one final contestant game to play. Here to get the game going is your host at the BLC Studios here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It's Baxter Colburn.
Thank you, Grant. Thank you, everybody. Just a reminder, go out and check our website, WTSSportsQuiz.com. You can see who tops our panelist leaderboard, upcoming shows, and even listen to some past ones as well.
Time now to welcome in our next contestant. Playing our final game is Bryant Eckes. Welcome to the show.
Hi, how's it going?
Good, Brian. We're glad to have you here. So, Bryant, as you know, the Copa America Centenario is taking place in the United States this summer. It features some of the greatest players in the world, like Lionel Messi, Luis Suarez, and James Rodriguez. However, though, even though this is an international tournament, it is taking place right here in our very backyard, most people actually don't know much about it and just use it as an excuse to yell and drink beer, which, of course, there's nothing wrong with at all.
In this game that we are calling Copa America Centenario, we will ask you 5 questions about the historic tournament. Correctly answer 3 out of 5 questions, and you will win a What's the Scores prize. If you get stuck, you can ask one panelist for a hint only one time. Are you ready to play?
I sure am.
All right, here is your first question. Paraguay was able to reach the final of the tournament back in 2011, but they did it in a very unusual way. Was it A, they lost all their group games, but Costa Rica got kicked out of the tournament, allowing them to finally make it to the finals? Was it B, they didn't win a single game in the normal run of play, they either drew or won in penalty kicks after normal time expired? Or is it C, they won every game and had at least one player score a hat-trick in each match?
I'm going to go with B.
B, yes, that is correct. Nicely done. Yeah, they didn't win a single game in the normal run of play. They either drew and got through their group accordingly, or they won in penalty kicks after time had expired. All right, here's your next question.
Fans of Argentina remember Martin Palermo's historic 1999 Copa America, in which he did what? A, missed 3 penalty kicks in one game. B, scored 2 goals during the tournament with his butt. Or C, kissed the line judge after scoring the game-winning goal in a quarterfinal match.
I want to say C.
C, kissed the line judge after scoring the final goal in the quarterfinal match?
Yeah.
That is incorrect. No. He missed 3 penalty kicks in one game, actually. They ended up losing to Colombia 3-0, but he had 3 separate times to score a penalty kick, and he missed all 3 of them. I just can't even imagine, honestly.
I would have loved to seen B happen. Scoring 2 goals with his butt.
It's been done before, that's why.
Look at the cross! Oh, what a marvelous finish with his rear end!
Off his bottom! Well done! All right, Brian, here's your next one. This year's Copa holds a special first in tournament history. What is it? A, it's the first time the same refs that did the tournament last year are repeating this year. B, it's the first time the United States has hosted the tournament. Or C, it's the first time there is an odd number of teams in the tournament.
I want to say C again.
The first time there is an odd number of tournaments or teams in the tournament?
Yeah.
That is incorrect. No, it actually is the first time the United States have hosted the tournament in the 100-year history. All right, here's your next question. Still some time to win here. Hold on.
Fans of Ecuador have mixed feels about any time they play Argentina in the Copa America. But what memory continues to hang in their minds? A. Argentina is the only team Ecuador has never lost to in the Copa America. B. Ecuador played Argentina 3 times during the 1989 tournament, losing all 3 games. Or C. Ecuador lost 12-0 back in 1942 versus Argentina.
Ooh. I'm going to go with B.
With B, you said?
Yes, B.
That is incorrect. No, it was C, actually. Ecuador, they lost 12-0 back in 1942. Still the largest deficit of any game in Copa America history. Most of international soccer history as well. All right, here's your final question. One team has appeared in the tournament more than anybody else. Which team is that? Is it A, Uruguay, B, Peru, or C, Costa Rica?
I want to say Peru.
That is incorrect. No, actually, it was Uruguay. I know. Uruguay, they have been at the tournament 42 times, actually, in the 100-year history of the tournament. Game Master Grant, how did Bryant do on our game?
Bryant unfortunately got 1 out of 5, but we still thank him very much for playing our game and being very entertaining.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Bryant. We appreciate you coming on the show.
All right, it's the moment you've all been waiting for is almost here. Stick around and listen to our panelists battle it out on the Name 5 Panelist Showdown, coming up right after the break. You're listening to What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz.
You are listening to the Sports Podcasting Network. You're a big soccer fan? SPN is the place to be. USL Radio, NASL Nightcap, 2 Solitude Soccer Podcasts, Off the Woodworks, Ours is the Fury, 2S Extra, the rest of the story. SPN is the place to be.
Hey everyone, this is Baxter Colburn, host of What's the Score, the Sports News Quiz.
And I'm your game master, Josh Scheibe.
If you think you are smart enough, or smarter than a 5th grader, and want to play our games on air, you can either come by the studio or you can call us, but there's a few different ways you can get a hold of us.
If you'd like to email us, you can do so at WTSSportsQuiz@gmail.com.
Or for you social media savants, head over to Facebook, What's the Score, the Sports News Quiz, or Twitter, WTS Sports Quiz. Now back to the action with myself and Josh Scheibe.
Hello and welcome back. Thanks for listening to What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz. Filling in for our Game Master Scheibe, I'm Grant Coppersmith. Our panelists have been warming up for their final showdown. While they get ready, here's your host at the BLC Studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Baxter Colburn.
Thank you, Grant. Thank you, everybody. We've had a great show so far today. As a reminder, you can find us on the Sports Podcasting Network and on Vavel USA and Spreaker.com and so many other great places. Next week, we've got a very interesting show in store lined up for you. I will not be hosting. Game Master Scheibe will not be game mastering. Instead, our fathers will be doing the reverse of us. My dad will be hosting, and Game Master Scheibe's father, the real Mr. Scheibe, will be game mastering.
Now, why is that happening, Baxter?
Because it is our Father's Day episode next week. Yeah, it'll be lovely. I'll be producing, so Lord willing, I won't break anything or burn the studio down.
Wait, why aren't you going to be a panelist?
That would be fun. No, we've got. Well, maybe that would be fun. Because I write the show though. That's the thing. I would know all the answers. Unless you want to write the show. Anybody else want to write the show?
Liz can write the show.
Perfect. Liz, you're going to write the show next week. All right. Well, it is time for the best part of the show, the Name 5 Panelist Showdown.
Our panelists will be given 4 topics in which they will have 10 seconds to name 5 people, teams, places, or things related to the sports world. Each panelist will have the same category, however, they cannot repeat answers. 1 point is awarded for each correct answer.
Game Master Grant, can you please give us the scores for our hallowed panelists?
Right now, it is tied across the board. 2
Really?
points to everybody.
All right. Well, Erik, would you like to go first or last? Since you're the man leaving this week, I'll give you that option.
You know what? Can I know what category it is?
I cannot tell you the category.
You can't tell me that?
No.
All right. Well, I'll go first.
You want to go first?
Because
All
I
right,
know, like, when it gets to the last round, when
Yes.
it's NFL questions again, I'm going to get smoked by Ian. And all the hope that I had, you just crushed my dreams.
Well,
Ian, that's what you do.
Just do really well, all right? So we'll start here with round number 1, starting with you, Erik, then we'll go Gabe, then Ian. First round, you're going to be naming 5 Division I colleges east of the Mississippi. You have 10 seconds. East of the Mississippi. East of the Mississippi. I don't know where I am. All right, 10 seconds and begin.
Duke, Yale, Virginia, West Virginia, Maryland.
There you go. We got 5. Nicely done. All right, Gabe, 10 seconds for you, sir. On your mark, and begin.
Florida, Florida State, Miami. We'll go Jacksonville State just for fun, and then we will finish with UNC.
There you go. Nicely done. You got all 5. All right, Ian.
For flavor.
Can you keep the 5 for 5s going here? 10 seconds and begin.
Boston College, Harvard, Syracuse, South Florida, Central Florida.
Ooh, boom, bam, boom. Nicely done. He got all 5.
We got a good game going.
We do. All right, round number 2, my personal favorite. I haven't thrown this in a long time, so I decided to throw this in. We'll be starting with you, Gabe. You'll be naming 5 current NFL kickers. Current NFL kickers. 10 seconds and begin.
Mason Crosby, Robbie Gould, Adam Vinatieri, Steven Gostkowski, and Phil Dawson.
There you go. He got 5. Nicely done. Got a hot one this week. Ian, you are next. 10 seconds and begin.
Sebastian Janikowski, Brian McManus. Let's see. Who else do we got? I'm running low on kickers here.
Time is up. All right, he got 2. Not too bad. All right, Erik, so there's still a plethora of kickers at your disposal. 10 seconds and begin.
Nate Kading.
Technically, yes. Okay. Anybody else?
I didn't even know the current or the current Chargers kicker. Oh my goodness, it's like foot or something. I don't know.
Somebody with a foot. Yes, he kicketh.
Somebody with a foot.
He kicketh the ball. Yes. All right. Next up is Ian. Round number 3. You're going to be naming 5 California professional sports teams in honor of Erik. Naming 5 California professional sports teams. 10 seconds and begin.
Golden State Warriors, San Francisco 49ers, San Francisco Giants, Sacramento Kings, and the Los Angeles Lakers.
There you go. He got 5. Nicely done, Ian. All right. Back over to you, Erik. Are you ready, sir? 10 seconds and begin.
Anaheim Ducks. Los Angeles Angels, Los Angeles Clippers, Los Angeles Lakers.
Lakers were said.
Los Angeles Kings, Los Angeles.
Ooh, he got 4. He got.
I don't even think there's
4.
enough teams to name 5 out of
There
California.
are. Nobody's touched the soccer teams and a couple others. All right, Gabe, 10 seconds and begin.
We'll go A's, Raiders, Rams.
Yeah. LA Rams.
Did anyone say the Chargers?
No.
That's your favorite team, man.
Oh, man.
That's really embarrassing.
He took those 3 seconds just to mock you.
Rub it in.
I think I only said 4, too. Probably should have done that, huh?
But still, it's fine. You still get 4. All right, as we head into the final round here, Game Master Grant, what are our scores?
We have Erik at 12, Ian at 14, and Gabe is in the lead with 16
All
points.
right.
So
well,
very
the way our
match.
last round has worked the last couple of weeks, and we're going to continue to do it, you're going to get 10 seconds to name as many of. It gives an opportunity for those that are being boat raced by guys like Gabe to have a chance. It gives the underdog a chance. So, Eric, since you are our last of the Mohicans, you will get to go first. You're going to be naming 5 current NFL running backs. 10 seconds, and begin.
Trent Richardson, Adrian Peterson,
Brett Favre's backup.
Eddie Lacy.
There you go.
No.
Time's up. All right. The producer decided to give you a couple extra minutes there. He got...
Thanks, producer Liz.
He got 3. Or... You didn't give him 5. What are you giving him 5 for?
I gave him 3.
Oh, you were rounding
he had
up.
2,
Okay, I only
Double
saw you right
points.
in the... Okay, yeah, it was a bonus.
Shame.
The bonus round.
For shame.
All right. Ian, you are next. Because Gabe is still technically in the lead. So, Ian, you are 2 behind Gabe right now.
Okay.
10 seconds and begin.
Amir Abdullah, Reggie Bush, DeMarco Murray, Latavius Murray, Ezekiel Elliott, Duke Johnson, Eddie Lacy, James Starks,
Lacey was said.
John Kuhn.
There you go. He got 8. He got 8. Nicely done.
8 if we're counting John Kuhn. Are we counting
Are we
John Kuhn?
counting
He's a
John Kuhn?
fullback.
He's technically a fullback. That's true. So we're going to give him 7 because
Okay.
Kuhn is technically a fullback. All right. So, Game Master Grant, as you tally up, what does Gabe need to tie and or win?
Gabe will need 5 to tie, 6 to win.
5 to tie, 6 to win. 10 seconds.
Go, Gabe.
Here we go, Gabe, and begin.
We'll go Matt Forte. We will go with. Why am I blanking on
Oh,
this?
no.
Oh my goodness. This is not a good thing. Yeah.
No!
Yes!
All right. Wow, Game Master Grant. What are our final scores in our Name 5 panelist showdown?
Eric closes out with 3rd place
All right.
with 15 points.
Not bad.
Gabe is in 2nd place with 17 points, and
Wow.
our champion this week is Ian with 21
Nicely
points.
done. Congratulations. My goodness. 3 for... that's the 3rd. Yeah. You've been on 3 times, and you've won 3 times now as well.
And I've beaten Eric 3 times also.
Ooh. Baxter, I said
fired.
specifically no football questions.
I was expecting soccer questions, to be honest. So I
Soccer,
was not
lacrosse, and water
expecting,
polo. That's
I was
what I
not
was gonna go
expecting
with this
football
week. Well,
this week.
Either way. So, Eric, the floor is yours. Any final comments before we sign you off for the last time?
You know what? Gracefully, I accept defeat to Ian, and I'm glad that I've lost 3 times on categories where he should annihilate everyone else that he will ever come against in this wonderful show that you do.
Much appreciated. Thank you.
I need the tissues.
Yeah, I really enjoy my experience, and I love this show, and I hope more people listen to it and more people enjoy and have fun. This is great.
Appreciate it. Well, we appreciate you being on the show as well and all your hard work around it as well. Safe travels as you travel to the great state of California. Gabe, any closing thoughts for us, sir?
No, it's just best of luck to you. Good to meet you, buddy.
Thanks.
I mean, sorry I had to, taunt you there. It obviously backfired on me. So
That's all right.
probably shouldn't have done that. So
What
my
we learned,
apologies.
Gabe, what we
Karma.
learned.
No, I'm not. I think we actually learned something from that.
Nicely done.
chance.
Absolutely. Well, What's the Score has been a production of the Sports Podcasting Network. Thank you to our contestants and studio audience here at the BLC Studios. Our panelists this week have been Ian DeMarse, Gabe Neitzel, and for the final time, Erik Condia.
You never know, guest appearance. maybe.
Absolutely. We'll phone a friend. We'll bring you in from California. And our social media staff is comprised of Emily Reister, Brittany Peterson, and Christian Gill. Our theme was composed by Danny Hoffenstein. Our sound engineer is Kurt Colburn. And our show producer and executive director of What's the Score is Liz Colburn.
I have been your game master, Grant Coppersmith.
And I've been your host, Baxter Colburn. Nicely done today, Grant.
Thank
Appreciate
you,
you stepping in. We'll see you next week when we celebrate Father's Day with who else but our fathers. Don't miss it as my father and Game Master Scheibe's fathers take over the show. Lord knows what is going to happen. Thank you so much for listening in, and we will see you next time on What's the Score?